Welcome to Love and Order. We are here with the Honorable Judge Vibes, and today we are talking about a really important topic. Okay, we're talking about intimacy. Intimacy. Who is going to be a hot button topic today? Please make sure that you have your emojis ready down there. I need to see all those judges, Maybe you have the scale down there, but make sure you put those emojis in here. We are on case LNO 007 2024. And we have, again, a hot topic. Now, remember, things get a little crazy in this courtroom. Things get a little bit crazy. And me as the bailiff, I will have you removed in an instant. Okay, I will have you removed in an instant. So make sure you keep it classy, you keep it respectful. And this will be a featured show. So we can have no unprofessional looks. We can have no drinking, no smoking, no cursing, none of that happening in the courtroom. Now, again, I told you it gets a little heated in here. So vibes, Judge Honorable Vibes. All you got to do is give me that look and I'll have them out of here. I will have them out of here. So sit back, enjoy the show, and I will be up here shortly to usher in the jury when they deliberate.
Thank you. Welcome, and welcome again. Welcome to the courtroom. Welcome to my courtroom. Welcome to your courtroom. As long as you keep staying your best behavior, this is your courtroom. We appreciate you. Welcome to Love and Order. I am your host, Judge. Put some respect on his name, the Honorable Judge Vibes in the building. I want to first welcome everybody to the courtroom. And as my bailiff has stated, all you gotta do is give her the eye. And she gonna remove you from the courtroom. Okay? All right. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna do first line of business. We're gonna bring up our jury. Actually, my jury. I take complete ownership of the jury, the great jury we have here. We have the beautiful, the bold, you know what I'm saying? Heavily outspoken.
Smiley J. Hey y'all, it is Smiley J. One of the jurors in the back. I just want to let y'all know, listen, last week, it was all about persuasion. That was the issue last week, or that was the reason why one side won over the other. So just to let y'all know, listen, we're watching in the background. Persuade us, stay focused on the topic, and y'all got this.
You know the vibe. Thank you, Smiley J, as always doing an amazing job. We couldn't do this without you. We really appreciate you. We appreciate it. At this time, we have all of my plaintiffs, defendants, or if you want to call them, anybody involved in the proceedings. Can we have your box up, please? And we shall get this thing started. Remember, y'all, this is how it goes down. I am your host, Judge Vibes, and this is how it goes down in my courtroom. There will be 3 rounds. There will be an opening statements, which is round 1. There will be presenting evidence, which will be round 2. And then there will be closing arguments, which will be round 3. During the only time we have both teams up is during evidence in round 2. We'll have them both up so they can object. They have 1 objection per that round, which is second round. We'll introduce the teams right now. So we'll have 1 team up at a time, and then we'll box them up 1 at a time to be able to present their opening arguments. All right. Well, we're going to bring everybody up right now to present themselves and give a quick little opening real quickly and give an introduction of yourself.
Hello everybody, I'm Cola. I'm a UK streamer, I'm a top badge. I write music on the app, I create poetry, I'm just a good vibe overall. If you like good vibes, good energy, you already know where to come to. You can come through to my live. I'll be live 2 through 7 Eastern time pretty much any day throughout the week. You can find me on all my socials, linked to my bio. We're trying to hit it up on TikTok right now, so come see me.
Well, I'm a night streamer. You usually catch me around like 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fridays, I have Club Royal going up from 9:30 p.m. to my DJ leaves, DJ Rich Beats. I will also start to be on a feature show that's bringing back this Executive Chef Wars with Top Badge Rex. This is coming back October 3rd. I will be the new season's in-house judge, so just keep a lookout on that on the way.
Love it, Royal Slim. Thank you so much. Both ladies, both beautiful. Banksy,
because I'm feeling nice about what is going to happen today. Guys, I'm Banksy. If you don't know who I am, you can catch me, 2 hours from now on my feature show. Yeah, Manifesting with Banks, okay? Your number 1 wellness and your go-to wellness show on this app, okay? Where we reset your energy and we get you right for the week. I feel like that's it. Energy is me. You find someone with more energy than me, I give you an iced tea. It's light work. That's me, y'all.
I think Cola's telling you to move on. She said you're taking too long. This is the hand gesture. Hey, shout out to Mr. Drummond.
My name is Mr. Drummond, expert lawyer. With this case right here, I've taken extensive. I passed the bar 2 days ago. I worked hard on this case with Miss Slim. I think we have a great case here, and I appreciate everybody for my expertise being here.
Thank you. Team. These are our teams, y'all. Team 1 and Team 2. Okay, so we have Team 2. We have you boxed down. Team 1 will stay up here and begin their opening statements. We appreciate both teams in the court today. This is about to be one wild day. Shout to Cola and shout to Banksy. Go ahead, Banksy. Who's going to get started first on the opening statements?
Your Honor, esteemed members of the jury, today we stand before you to address a fundamental issue that lies at the heart of this case. The importance of communicating in the moment versus waiting. Communication, as we know, is not just about exchanging words. It's about understanding and clarity, and it plays a critical role in resolving and establishing truths. Imagine a situation where critical details are fresh, emotions are raw, and perspectives are vivid. In such moments, the immediacy of communication allows us for a more accurate, genuine, and transparent exchange of conversation. Waiting to communicate can often lead to the reliability of information being shared. Immediate communication helps us to 1, capture accurate details, 2, mitigate misunderstandings, 3, promote transparency and trust, and 4, facilitate swift resolution. In this case, it is clear that communicating in the moment was not only preferable, but essential to achieving a fair and just outcome. It has allowed for a clear, accurate, and timely exchange of information that is vital to the understanding of the facts and delivering of justice. Therefore, we urge you to consider the value of immediate communication in your deliberations and recognize its role in upholding the principles of truth and fairness in this case.
Good morning, members. Just furthermore, following on from the points that my partner Banks has shared with you, as I previously started to get into a little bit rushed this morning, I apologize again. Swift conflict resolution leads to lessening the opportunity for any further mental health issues to arise in your relationship, whether that's a friendship or a platonic or a romantic relationship in any sense. We already live in a world, Your Honor, where there are a paramount of mental health issues. So why would you want to further that and worsen that within a relationship that you genuinely care for? Communicating through your issues immediately, it positively affects your relationships with each other. When you feel able to share your feelings, your thoughts, your needs, your wants, your desires, everything that you're feeling within your body with your person, and to feel not pushed back, to feel listened to feel validated, that proves to you that there's a worth and there's a value in your relationship from both sides. It shows us that we are safe to be vulnerable with our person, to let them in on who we really are, and that leads to a closer emotional connection. Communication, Your Honor, is the foundation of every relationship. So I think that the benefits of immediate communication and conflict resolution greatly outweigh the disadvantages, and we thank you in advance for listening to us and allowing us to present our case in this matter.
Thank you, Team 1. We appreciate your beautiful opening statements, and I will be right with you after we review the statements of Team 2, your counterparts. If you're just joining in, this is Love and Order with I'm your host, the Honorable Judge Vibe. Put some respect on my name, please. Thank you very much. We just heard the opening statements for Team 1, Banksy and Cola. I actually put top badge Banksy, top badge Cola. We're going to hear those statements. We'll proceed to Team 2. Team 2, with your box up, please. We're going to go ahead and get started with your opening statements. We appreciate everybody joining us today. If you're just joining us, understand the format of the show is first round, second round, third round. You heard first round open statement for Team 2. Now you hear open statement for Team 1. Now you hear open statement from Team 2. Team 2 is coming up right now. Team 2, you ready to proceed your opening statements?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll be taking it from here. We'll be arguing deeply understanding a problem before engaging in conflict, right? Or debate is not a matter of thoroughness. It's an emotional and practical necessity that leads to more effective and meaningful resolutions. Rushing into arguments without deep understanding often leads to missed opportunities for resolution, increased conflict, and wasted resources. My teammate here, lawyer Slim, found a nice article about, Albert Einstein and the development of theory of relativity. I'd like to use this as an example. Like, Einstein didn't merely recognize a problem with Newtonian physics, right? But he spent a decade trying to grapple and figure this thing out. And I know a lot of people in the chat are saying, well, what does science have to do with this? Just like in Einstein's revolution, theories emerged in a process of deep understanding and careful deliberation. So, he took this same approach and took time and patience to understand and rigor to get to his point. By taking the time to fully understand the complexities and nuances involved, we honored the pursuit of justice and assurance of our conclusions are both well-founded and transformative. So, jurors, I'd like to say this. Rushing into an argument, I don't think it's key. Yes, we speak on mental health and things of that nature, but sometimes thinking things through is sometimes going to be beneficial in the long run. Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Ms. Royal Slim. Can you please go ahead and proceed? By the way, you look very
Your
dashing.
Honor, piggyback off of my partner. There are many pitfalls into rushing into arguments. We definitely have broke it down. And the main ones that we have are, it goes into increased conflict with your party, missed opportunities, wasted resources. Having impulse response can leave the other person feeling rushed, dismissed, and will appear as there is no team in either if it's a romantic relationship or if it's a workplace relationship. And that could also, without, of course, leading to misunderstandings, and in the future can cause problems for both.
All right. Does that conclude Team 2's opening statements?
Yes, Your Honor.
We will proceed. Y'all can stay up here. I'm going to bring Team 1, if you can go ahead and box up as well. All right. If you're just joining us, this is Love and Order. I'm your host, the Honorable Judge Vibes. We just heard opening statements from both Team 1 and Team 2, who eloquently placed their opening statements on this court case. We appreciate both the teams, and we're going to go into round 2. But we have both teams here, and each team has one objection this round, so you can't interject during this round one time. But please keep your objections short and brief. This is only an hour show. I appreciate you. Here we go. And we're gonna bring Cole up now, and we're gonna bring Banksy. All right, there we go. So we're gonna start with Team 1 with your evidence round. So who's gonna start first for Team 1?
I can start, Your Honor.
You wanna start? Okay, go. Let's go ahead and get started.
I would like to further divulge into the issue of mental health that I brought up in our opening statements. There are a couple of articles that I had read and done my research on that show that by resolving your conflict immediately, it greatly improves and impacts your mental health. One of those is by Dr. Les Greenberg and Dr. Deanne Watson in the Emotion-Focused Therapy for Depression. In this article, they discussed when we avoid fear or we disown and downplay and not share or work through our emotions, depression is a common result. In other words, Your Honor, when we do not communicate our feelings or work through our conflicts, we can frequently suffer from depression. And one way to address these physical results of depression is to make sure that we are communicating and sufficiently working through any unresolved conflict as soon as possible. The second article that I read, Your Honor, was by Dr. Amit Sood from the Mayo Clinic's Guide to Stress-Free Living. In this guide, he mentions that one of the primary buffers against stress is cultivating and nurturing our social support network. It involves caring for our relationships. But how do we cultivate and nurture those relationships, you ask? Dr. Sood states that sharing what you're feeling dilutes your fears. It takes a burden off of you and invites useful ideas from other people. Suppressed fears often bubble up as anger and as violence. The less need you have to suppress your thoughts and your emotions, the more authentic you will be and the better you will feel. So sharing what you are feeling is a primary part of communication and a massive part of conflict resolution.
So once again, we're talking about communication in the moment versus waiting. A very, very big one, as my co-counsel has said, was mental health issues. Another one is preventing escalation, y'all. Addressing conflicts immediately versus waiting can help prevent situations. Okay, unresolved issues can fester, leading to heightened emotions. By the end of the day, if we are waiting, If we are waiting to the end of the day, now we're thinking about 10 other things that you probably did today alone or over the course of time that is now going to stack up on top of each other. And now we're also dealing with increased emotional baggage versus learning how to communicate with your partner. If I cannot communicate with you in this moment, when can we ever communicate our issues? And now we are going to continue to wait every single time. And like I said, continue to escalate situations. So something now goes from not being that deep to being very deep. How can we avoid that? By having the conversation as it happens.
All right, team 1. That's amazing. Okay, team 2, are you ready to proceed with your evidential round? Who's gonna go first? It's gonna be the noisy Mr. Drummond.
One thing they brought up in their argument is mental health. And I got 6 pillars that could counter that argument. 1 is reduce stress and anxiety, right? 2 is improved emotional regulations. 3 is enhanced problem solving skills. 4 is better relationship outcomes. 5 is increased self-awareness. And 6 is lower the risk of regret. So let me run through these real quick. Mental health is a big key factor when it comes to communicating, over time than just rushing into the argument. One thing is, when you rush into an argument, it leads to heightened stress and anxiety when you rush right into it, right? When you take your time to process your thoughts and emotions, you're less likely to escalate conflicts unnecessarily, like just running into, unnecessary conversation and drama. For what reason? I think having the time to sit down and think things through, allows you and gives you time to kind of, take the emotions down, collect your thoughts. And then when you get back into that conversation later on in that day, that you'll be able to articulate everything you need to say to your person. And I feel like that could have a better relationship overall. Also, it's improving emotionally, right? Taking time to think things through in an argument helps you manage your emotions better, right? Slim, maybe you could pick it back off of this. It's like sometimes in the moment you're ready to just outlashing and just start talking and saying things that you later on will regret. And I feel like people that do rush into arguments, right, also have a lot of times they'll argue, and at that moment will be able to, they'll be able to not be able to take all the information in, retain it, and also have issues communication with one another. So Slim, do you want to bounce, right off of that topic right there?
Yes, piggybacking off of what my partner said, definitely making the time and effort to access the situation can strengthen a relationship bond with the people you interact with. Being able to put yourself in another person's shoes, allowing time to process, can definitely regulate emotional stress. This also lets the person being felt heard and understood, and also can leave room for one's feelings to be respected. Coming into solutions with time put in also leaves rooms for trust and easy problem solving in the future, allows empathy to build between both of you. And it also known as a collaborative style because both of you guys are bouncing off of each other. This gives a high degree of concern for self and others' needs and wants. Thank you.
All right, team 2. Thank you so much.
Can I rebuttal that? Can I rebuttal what they said?
Wait 1 second. Are you proposing an objection to what they're saying, Nancy?
Correct.
Okay, well, proceed with your objection, ma'am. Okay, go ahead.
So they discussed. So team 2 definitely discussed about calling arguments. Sometimes it's not always about taking the time to formulate a perfect response. So if you're having a conversation with your partner and you feel like there's a perfect response, is this really the partner for you, right? And you guys are now going to have a decreased motivation to resolve the issues. If I do not feel like I can have a conversation with my partner in the moment, I'm never going to want to have a conversation as things arise in the moment with my partner ever. Now, does that make me ever feel heard in a relationship? That is my rebuttal to everything that they were saying. So.
Sustain. I do that. The court present that as evidence that it actually sticks to the ribs. Like, we really appreciate that. Thank you for that. Does team 2 have anything to counter that, please?
Yeah, I have an objection here, Your Honor.
A re-objection on the re-objection.
Yes, it's a nice little sandwich put together, by our team here. A survey conducted by the American Psychological Association found that 70% of people believe in careful consideration and reflection in resolving disputes effectively. So, her saying that, most of the American people here in the nation actually, rather, taking their time to, have that conversation because it doesn't affect them mentally. They don't rush into things. They don't have a risk of having, regret later on in the future or saying something that's going to affect their relationship later on down the line. I think effective, taking your time, really thinking things through and having that conversation on, later, I think also increases your relationship and makes things stronger in the future.
Great response. Thanks for the rebuttals from both teams. I'm going to go into a question for both teams really quickly. Team one, I have a question for you. Do you have any statistical evidence that shows how communication skills influences the relationship when you communicate effectively right now versus later? Do you have any statistics?
I know Cola brought some up earlier. A training company, actually, North Star Leadership Training, who goes around the entire globe, actually said that 80% of partnerships feel that effective communication facilitates trust when you have them in the moment. So in developing trust with 80% of their partners, they believe that communication in the moment is crucial to help build positive reinforcement versus taking everything negative.
Understood. And team two, how do you feel about that particular statement being made?
So based off our research right here, this is from the American Psychological Association, which is a more standardized association that's used across the nation, around the 70 percentile. I feel like that is wrong. I feel like that, rushing into things is not necessarily something that everybody should do. I'm one to, always take time to think things through. I deal with a lot of mental health issues myself. And I feel like taking your time to really think things through and, having that conversation later, again, leads to less issues and less conflict at the moment. So I feel like their statistics, the numbers is a little bit off because about 60 to 75% of people prefer engaging in thoughtful dialogue and reflection rather than reacting impulsively. So I don't know where they're getting the information you're on.
Personally, I like to, think things through, get emotionally stable first instead of just, for me, I'm a react. So I don't know too many people who say, they just, jump and, they just want to jump. You got to put all your options on the table and think about the right option first. That's best.
If you're just joining us today, this is the Love and Order. I am your host, Judge Vibes. Quick and respect to my name, the Honorable Virgo season Judge Vibes, by the way, must add. This is acting on my best behavior. I just want to let you guys know that what you just heard, you're hearing this is the open discussion segment of thing where we talk about as part of the second round. We're about to go in the third round where we're going to continue with closing arguments. But before we go to round three, closing arguments, Mr. Drummond has more he wants to say. Mr. Drummond, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a short objection. And I feel like where she's getting her information is wrong because actually, taking your time increases self-awareness, right? Reflecting on the argument before responding helps you understand your own triggers and communication patterns. Self-awareness can be fostered personal growth and emotional resilience during taking your time to, engage somebody than rushing right into it. Just wanted to say that real quick. And that's a fact from the APA.
I love it. I must say, for somebody who just passed the bar yesterday, we really appreciate your professionalism and your expertise.
Thank you.
Thank you for presenting your arguments. Miss Cola, are you raising your hand?
What I would like to add, Your Honor, is a personal experience of mine, and that leads into our case, Your Honor. In one of my past relationships, there was an issue that I brought to the forefront. I was the person that looked for immediate resolution and immediate conflict resolution and communication. My partner did not. What caused the issue to get deeper and get worse than what it was the fact that the issue was pushed to the background. I brought the issue to the forefront. My feelings were not validated. It turned a molehill into a mountain. Why would you want to already make further mountains in a world where already you have plenty and already your relationship is difficult? A relationship is not easy. It is not a walk through the park. So why would you want to make something happen and make it worse for your partner if you can come to a resolution together? It is not you versus them. It is us versus the problem.
Very well said. Very well said, Cola. Mr. Drummond.
Thank you, Your Honor. We do also have examples that are similar to that. I have also some life experience as well, but go ahead, Your Honor. You seem like you're about to talk.
You have examples. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up for round 3, where we're going to do closing arguments, and you can state those in your closing argument. If you just join us again, welcome to Love and Order. This is your host, Judge the Honorable Judge Vibes. Again, we've just heard round 2, evidential argument. Now we're going to go to round 3, where both teams will go into their last will and testimony to present their case to win the case. We're going to win the case in round 3. We're going to start with Team 2, we're going to go ahead and begin your closing arguments, okay? Remember, this is our show. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
So just a few things I want to touch on and into these closing statements. One, I felt like a lot of things that were spoken about today in terms of rushing into an argument feels like it's a lot of psychological damage that could be done when the APA has said that 70, maybe even more than that, prefer having, more of a taking your time approach. And jurors, I want to say this. There's some things we didn't touch on, on our statements in between, is that it also has an emotional impact, right? Impatience, emotional discomfort, perceived efficiency, right? And then also on top of that, it also has spiritual impact, right? A loss of inner peace, a disconnected of core values, these things that, us as human beings in this world that we should really key in on and understand that, over time, this could take a toll on your mental health, right? And I just feel like, with, rushing into an argument, when you say it lacks self-awareness or, resiliency, I just feel that's completely wrong. I feel like in this day and age when mental health is at an all-time high, we all need to think things through. I think working on impulse is a bad thing. I feel like a lot of times, as people, when we jump to the conclusions, we end up, making ourselves look wrong at the end and living in regret. And Ms. Slim, do you have anything else you want to add to that as well?
Yes, I definitely just want to add, deeply understanding a problem before engaging in conflict is crucial in effective resolution and emotional well-being. Rushing into arguments without depth understanding not only risking conflict, but also leads to wasted resources. Also could definitely lead to depression. Respectfully, rushing into problem solving is not the best way to go. Definitely leaving room to further gather information and make sure everybody's on the same page, leads for empathy that allows for better understanding of each other and can help process future problem solving in the future.
Your Honor?
Mr. Slim, everything all Slim? All right. Mr. Are you ready to speak, sir? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that the last thing, you see, and it's just a perfect example. The reason why I was swaying back and forth is to tie in things. The way the approach, when you first, told me, hey, you're swaying too much, is like an immediate response. And, my co-counsel said, she's feeling a little stressed. She's feeling a little anxious. And that's the, overall, closing here, is that when you rush into things and just have impulsive outbursts, that can lead to stress, anxiety, heightened emotions, things that, people can't control. And I feel like in a world that we live in today that's hypersensitive, I feel like we need to just take time to sit back, take a step back and understand that taking your time to do things is the best way. And, it's going to be better for our future as a whole in the relationship and just in general as well.
Your Honor and members of the jury, in closing, we want to reiterate a fundamental point. Communicating in the moment is crucial for clarity, accuracy, and fairness. Immediate dialogue ensures that details remain fresh and misunderstandings are quickly addressed and transparency is maintained. By contrast, delaying communication can distort facts, exasperate conflicts, and erode trust. Today, we brought up many points to you guys today, including how we can prevent escalation, how we can reduce stress and anxiety, how we can improve communication within our relationships, how we can strengthen relationships, how we can encourage problem solving, how increased emotional baggage can be added if we wait, how lost opportunities for immediate resolution can arise, how potential for miscommunication can also arise, damage to relationship, and decreased motivation to resolve issues. In this case, it is clear that timely communication is allowed for a more accurate representation of events and a more effective resolution of issues. Waiting to discuss problems only serves to complicate matters further, while prompt communication helps in resolving disputes efficiently and justly. I urge you to consider the benefits of immediate communication and recognize its role in achieving a fair outcome.
Wow, very well done, Banksy. I felt like I was in an episode of manifesting. I feel like my affirmations were being read to me. Very well executed. I really appreciate you, Banksy. Thank you so much. Cola, you want to go ahead and piggyback on your co-counsel?
I would like to further add to my co-counsel. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I believe that failing to communicate well or to resolve conflict, well, creates fertile soil in which resentment can grow within a relationship. That separation could creep within the binds and the realms of your relationship through not immediately communicating. For example, we get hurt about something, but we don't say anything because we do not want to make a big deal about it because previously our feelings have not been validated. So we take our emotions, we take our feelings, and we ignore them. But they're still there, they're still present. So when something similar happens, we end up having a heightened reaction because of our suppressed feelings from the past. Every time that a situation or something similar seems to occur and we don't say something, we are adding another brick onto that wall of resentment. The more bricks that we add, the harder that wall of resentment is to break down. The bigger the wall, the harder the communication. Chronic resentment is extremely difficult to dismantle, and this just proves that immediate conflict resolution is better.
Wow. Both teams, hats off to both teams. Appreciate you. All the evidence is being presented in this courtroom. Round one, for if you just joined, this is Love and Order. We just heard round one, round two, round three, which is opening statements, presenting argument, and also closing statements. Both teams did a phenomenal job executing. We're going to go into jury proceedings right now. We're going to let the jury deliberate. Order court, we now have the jury has come up with a decision. Mr. Drummond, thank you so much for your statement. We appreciate you. We want to go ahead and box both teams down, and then what we want to do, like to have, is both teams box back up after this decision is being made from the jury. The jury's going to come with their decision. Please, Mr. Drummond, box down. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. And we have my bailiff, the bailiff, Miss Nikki 24 Sylvion.
Okay, listen. That was an exciting case. This was, they brought their A game. I'm telling you, we can now see that the whole tag community is watching how to actually conduct these dilemmas in these courtrooms. And so they were professional. They were on fire. This was actually really, really close. I think we almost really had a hung jury. So the score was 71.6 to 71. 71.6 to 71, and the jury actually sided with team. Dun, 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 dun. Is Smiley J here? Is Smiley J here? Because I think it sounds better when the jury actually, the head jurors in charge comes up and says, "Is Smiley J here?"
Smiley J, okay.
Come on up and tell.
Come on up.
Listen, this was so close, and it was just, the details and which I brought, this is amazing, and I see every show after this is going to be tough. So the only thing that swayed us was Cola and her personal experience. That was the only, both teams came with amazing evidence, and Cola with her personal experience did a little more. You know how the jurors, that touch our hearts. So that was the reason why we chose that team.
Team one it is. Team one it is. Listen, you guys, I want to tell everybody out there, the emotional appeal in your closing arguments really matters. So when you guys are thinking about coming up here, you have to think about the emotional appeal. We see that you got the evidence down pat, but think about that emotional appeal. And I'm signing off because the bailiff, there's a fight across the hall. It's traffic court over there.
And I gotta get ready for vibes in the chamber. I gotta go. Let me go.
Whoa. Cola, how you doing today, Cola?
I'm doing fantastic, Your Honor. I just want to say a thank you to the jury and a thank you to yourself for listening to us and for rightfully choosing, the correct side in this case.
I must say, I'm very impressed with how you execute your court case, and the way you so profoundly eloquent with your delivery. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rod.
Most welcome. Most welcome.